If you'd like to pick up the skate deck or anything in our merchandise store, all the proceeds are going to our amazing charities that we are playing for today. So definitely check that out. I'll post a little command.
This ain't fair.
Hey, I haven't been here the whole time. I do want to ask. I'm not trying to make a situation, but have y'all done any like talking about the cause? Like I get like yeah, we're doing this for Black Lives Matter, but have y'all done any talking about the cause? I haven't been here. I'm just asking.
Yeah, we haven't. I don't think we went into like detail. You could.
Yeah, if you want
to. You can edify the people right now.
So everything we're doing right now is for charity, and specifically we wanted to focus on 3 charities who are the forefront of the Black Lives Matter movement, which is blacklivesmatter.com, colorofchange.org, and the NAACP. This whole movement is something that in our country is something that we've been dealing with for hundreds of years since the inception, and it's something from the racism and the police brutality. It's something that here at Crescent Esports, the staff and the players all believe to get behind, and we want to make sure that everything we're pushing for, everything that this movement is pushing for happens.
Yup.
There needs to be a change in the system, and that's what we're here for, and these organizations are the ones leading the charge, so we want to support them as much as we can. We wanted to do something entertaining for people, bringing people into gaming, having fun with it, and this is the way that we are continuing to help. We also have resources posted on the Twitter for other organizations as well as other individuals who will have louder voices than we do. So please, 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 even if you are not going to donate, check out those resources, do what you can to better and support this movement. It is extremely important that we all come together and get equality for all of our people.
Lumen, that was well said. You got a little black in you or what?
That was very well said.
He got that much ready. Like,
yeah. He said, "Oh, you want me to break it down?" My man. Damn.
And we have information on those 3 organizations. For those who don't know, NAACP has been one of the biggest legal organizations to help with criminal justice system and voting rights and educations for colored people. It's been around since 1909. Since segregation was legal, that thing has been running, and it was at the forefront at the civil rights movement. Color of Change.
you should have died.
Color of Change has been doing parent campaigns for justice for Floyd, justice for Brianna. They are currently leading campaigns for Black communities. They are challenging injustice, and they hold corporate and political leaders accountable. For blacklivesmatter.com, they started in 2013 during the time of Trayvon Martin's murder, and since then have been something global, specifically been doing a lot of work in the US, UK, and Canada. So please, that's where all the money's going to. That's what we want to support. We definitely want to support everyone else doing it. But again, like I've been saying, these guys are the forefront of the Black Lives Matter movement.
Good stuff, woman. Facts. That's exactly what I wanted. That's what I wanted to be said to the people, is to understand what you guys are giving to. Is you guys. I know you guys are here. You know this says Black Lives Matter, so you're kind of not the ones that need to hear the deep part of the message, because you already understand. If you saw this as Black Lives Matter and you're here, you already understand that we're being treated differently. I'm Zipmaster Flex. If you don't know, I'm a black man. I could tell you stories upon stories. This isn't the time for that, but that we get treated differently than the other ethnicities. This isn't to say that anybody matters more than anybody else. Black Lives Matter is to say that we matter just as much as you guys, if you are not of the darker skin color. We just want you to recognize, if you could say, hey, I have a black friend, if you could sit here in the stream and say, hey, I support Black Lives Matter, preach that message to your friends that don't think the same. Not to say that they think that we should die, but if they believe that, if they want to follow the All Lives Matter content that comes out, people say All Lives Matter. I understand All Lives Matter, but people are saying that to combat Black Lives Matter. It's not to say that everyone's equal. That is a term that is used to combat Black Lives Matter. So if people are out there speaking that narrative, tell them what you're here for, what we want. All we want is to be treated the same as everyone else. That is completely it. It's not that deep. It's literally just, we just want to be treated the same as everybody else. And you can look at it at the surface and say, well, you are. This is America. Everything's good to go. No, it's not. I was looking at something earlier today. In 1963, there was a high school graduating class that had black students coming in for the first time in 1963, and there was a full-on riot going on outside of the high school, and they were yelling and screaming and cursing them and did not want them in that facility in 1963. I was born in 1988. That is not very far off. So you can't say it happened so long ago. It was 1963. It's still happening. You know what I mean? Man, I don't want to go on a huge tangent. I could talk forever, but I don't want to do that.
Facts.
You know what I mean? %.
'Cause from one person, right? And then if we can change the people around us, then it does go out there into the world, and it's those small ripples that become bigger. So that's pretty much the message that I think people should be receiving. Is not just like, hey, you know, think about it. No, like try to actually influence your environment.
Exactly, influence your environment, because the fact of the matter is, we definitely, I myself, I want to say this and take it however you want. I'm saying I love white people. I love any other race. I love everybody equally. Me saying I will stand in your face and I will tell you Black Lives Matter, but I love you. I love everybody. I'm not trying to say that I'm above you and that I deserve better rights. I just want to be the same. You know what I'm saying? It's spread that we're only trying to be equal. Spread the narrative. Don't listen to it here and agree. Spread it. I completely agree with what my man was saying. I don't know who was saying that, but I completely agree.
I love you all equally. Y'all my homies, my ride to die, my family.
What's up, Alex?
What's up,
Alex?
guys?
See, that's my man's Alex. My man Alex is Asian. My man's dog. Crescent is a melting pot. Crescent is what America is supposed to be. Crescent is a melting pot of people from all ethnicities, and we all get along exactly the same. We don't talk crap behind each other's backs. We don't hold stereotypes against each other. We are all just people. We do not look at each other as in our skin color. We don't look at each other as, okay, well, he's black, so he's gonna look at things different than me. He's white, he's gonna look at things different than me. We're all different, but we're all cool with each other. No, we're all the same. We are the same people. And so just look at it the way that we look at it, man. If you look at our roster, if you go to our website and you see us, we are a melting pot. And that is what America is supposed to be. It has never been just one decisive people. It has always been the whole world here. It's been every ethnicity here. Even if you do say when it was all just white people, it was Irish people. It was I mean, I'm losing myself, but anyway, you know what I'm saying. It was all kind of different white people. It was all kind of different white people. But even then, even at that point, it was all kinds of different white people, but even they were able to nitpick it and look at each other differently. Let's change that. Everyone wants to find the negative in each other. Let's stop doing that. Look at the positives of everybody and just realize that that's a man, I'm a man. Let's just be people together. Anyway, I'm done.
That's
I
a
just wanted to say that. At
That was
least.
some powerful
Yeah.
words.
Well, 100% like with you, bro. Like I said, like I cannot stress enough because a lot of things when people hear stuff like that, their takeaway is I have to be different, right? But again, that's not enough. You really have to try and put that out there every way you can. That's how we make a difference, man. And I don't know. It's a very touchy subject for me because it's very rare that I actually like that things get to me, but that's one of the things that actually gets to me.
Yeah. Hatred of any sort, it really gets to me, and if there's no reason, if there's no actual reason for hatred, it's crazy. I won't say that there's an actual reason to hate somebody, but at least have some kind of reasoning. Somebody's skin color, you know what I mean? Like that's the craziest thing to hate somebody over. And if your family or if you yourself believe that you should hate somebody because of the neighborhood they come from or their skin color, that's insane. Learn about people. Learn about where they come from. Learn about their religions. Learn about their upbringings and understand them before you choose to dislike them. There's no reason for any of it. Everyone has a reason for everything, and there should always be a reason to love that other person. And you know what I mean? Like, anyway, I'm getting too worked up. Let me cut it.
Yeah, that emotion is actually kind of necessary, and I think it sends your message a lot more than if you just said it.
It's not something. Me as an individual, you know, I'm white skinned, even though I'm Mexican. I've not experienced what you guys have experienced. That does not mean I don't sympathize or empathize, and I think that's for everybody too. The big thing that we all want to take away is that this is for like our country, our people, and the reason it is Black Lives Matter because they're the ones hurting the most right now. If you have a broken leg and a scrape on your shoulder, you're gonna look at your leg more. Same thing with the people of our country. Right now, blacks are having the worst of it. They're suffering the most from everything going on. From the police brutality, from the racism, from the systemic racism. Is there racism legally on paper? On paper?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
On paper? Then, yeah.
Yes.
Not directly. There's very indirect.
Not
racism
directly,
in
indirect but it is on paper. It's indirect,
Yeah,
but on
but
paper.
they mean it don't directly. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let's not go there. I'm going too far with that one. Let me go.
The reason I've read,
you know what he means.
I do know what he means, but the reason I'm bringing it up is because that's an argument that gets said. Well, it's not legal. It's not racism isn't legal. Of course, it's not legal. Doesn't mean it doesn't happen. Like,
well, it can't be legal, but it also really can't be illegal unless certain lines are crossed, right? So it's not really something that we're trying to battle as far as a legal debate. It's not a legal debate. It's a humanity debate. That's what this is. And if
exactly.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
But yeah, it's just something that people need to think about. As how am I seeing someone? What are what prejudice do I carry with me that I may not even realize that I have? We talk about this all the time, where just anyone, including black people, right? You would consider another black man to be more of a threat than the white man next to him. That's just the reality situation. That's what society has like instilled in us. It's that simple. Like it's not like we chose that, or or whoever carries these kinds of thoughts in their minds. So we have to combat these in our minds first, and try to push that out there. So systemic goes way beyond the law. It goes way beyond that.
And
It's
keep in
ingrained
mind,
people.
right? I was going to add to that racism is taught. It's something you learn, whether somebody's actively teaching you it, or you're learning from someone's behavior. It's something that is learned, meaning it can be unlearned.
Can I go back real quick, Lumen? I'm sorry, I'm cutting you off, but you said a moment ago, you're light skinned, you're a brighter skinned, fair skinned person, but you are Hispanic, and you said But that does not mean you can't. You don't go through the same things, but you can't. That doesn't mean that you can't empathize and sympathize. And guess what you did? You took your organization and you stood on the forefront right here on the stream, and you used your platform to help. For people that don't have a platform, your platform is you at the grocery store, at the bar, wherever you are, where people are around. That's your platform. And if somebody, you don't have to go around forcing it down people. But if somebody says something out of line, and you know what I mean by that, stand up for it. I have a friend that was telling me the other day that he's actually the exact same thing. My man, I want to give him a shout out. My man, Hearn, Daniel Camacho. He was saying at work the other day, a guy, he's Hispanic, bright skinned, and a white guy came up and felt like he was white, so he thought he could tell him racist jokes. And he stood his ground and was like, no, that's not cool. No, you thought this was the place to tell me that, but that's not the place to tell me that. Those kind of situations where somebody thinks it's okay to be like that, combat those situations and use your platform, which is your daily life, to stand up against that. Don't let people think it's okay. Any place, anywhere.
And that one situation that you just talked about probably made a huge difference. Even though it wasn't like you said, it's a platform all the same. Maybe that one, the guy who was making racist jokes will never do that again. Maybe he keeps doing it. At the very least, something changed in his mind. Maybe he will do it less. Maybe he'll be more careful about who he says that with. I don't know, but that influence does cause a chain reaction. And I'm someone that I cannot stand it when people do that. Like even my parents, right? Like I'm straight from Africa, right? They have these thoughts and these opinions. It is what it is. Sometimes I'll be like, hey, I'm gonna go hang out with my friend, and they'll ask me, are they white or are they black? I'm like, I always say, my response is always the same. Why does that matter?
Why does that matter?
And they have no answer. Well, it doesn't matter. I just want to know. I'm like, well, it doesn't matter then. To them it's disrespectful, but I'm like, I'm not about to allow this to happen. That's a stupid question to me. There's a lot of that going on. I see people like, yeah, my parents are just really like this, and I'm like, did you ever like check them? It's like, well, I don't really think there's a point. I'm like, well, to me there is. The platform is there. The platform is always there. As long as you're in that situation, you can always make a difference, no matter how small.
Adding to that, adding to that, everyone does have a platform, whether it be an organization, whether it be content creation, honestly, whether it just be your boys. Talk to your friends. Talk to your friends. That's it. You don't, if you can't, not everyone's going to make a giant impact. That's why we are helping those who are. And what we're doing may just be like a drop in the pond. But it's still something. That's all it is. Just do something.
Talk it. Live it. Stand up for what's right. Period. Be it this cause, be it any cause that you believe is right. Always stand up for what's right. Anyway, I shifted the conversation.
Yo, hold on. Let me add one thing to this.
Oh, go ahead.
It won't be long, but I don't even, because this could open up a long conversation, but I'd rather have it off stream. But so you guys know, that are not, black or whatever. Some of us, like myself to a degree, I don't care too much about changing racist minds, because this stuff gets me good.
You got it, bro. Speak on it, brother.
So I feel like there's some things that make us, how can I put it? Of course, we are, as black people, victims of racism and everything, in America. And it has been like this for hundreds of years. At the same time, I feel like black people in general are always cast in as if we're pleading to racists or some shit like that. To me, if you want to be racist, fuck you, right? That's how I look at it. But
I rock with that.
My thing is, I want us to make a push as far as trying to all systemic racism primarily, because that stops me from moving through a company, or that keeps a cop from going to jail when they kill an unarmed black man and everything, right? So I think that even though there's people who are hate groups and everything, even if they don't hate black people, let's say they hate some other group, they're not out killing them. Cops, even if they hate a certain group, they're not comfortable killing them because the judicial system has showed them that their lives matter.
Yes.
So they hate us just the same as they may hate others, but they feel like our lives don't matter, which society has shown them, so they aren't penalized for what they're doing. So just to put that out there for the other side of, like, you know, some of us black folks, I don't give a fuck about racists. I'm gonna say nothing too crazy. I don't care about them as much as I just, you know what I mean? I'm trying to focus on the systemic part of things. Because when we do these marches and you see people riding and whatnot, it's actually causing change to happen right now. And I think that cop is gonna get thrown under the fucking jail, knock on wood. And that's the type of stuff that I want to see. So, like I said, shout out to Crescent and everybody for even doing this, and Zip for even bringing up that we needed to touch on this.
Yeah,
it means
definitely
a lot.
Yeah, that conversation what you just brought up, Rob, that could be. I mean, you already know. Like, you and I could probably talk about that for like 5 hours. That's a very long conversation.
That's for another.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was gonna say something. I was like, nah, I'll just chill on that.
Y'all wanna link up sometime and talk? Cause man, I could dig into that.
That's fine. I mean, we can.
Yeah.
Hold on, sure. Bro. We can all get on a group chat tomorrow for all I care.
I'm with it. I got time tomorrow. But I got y'all started on that tangent, but I gotta go take the kids get something to eat, man.
No, you're good. It was
already too late.
It was definitely needed, and the discussion needs to continue. It's something that's not gonna fix itself overnight. These protests are not gonna stop. I don't want them to stop within the year, not until something major changes, until everything majorly changes. It needs to.
Exactly.
It's gonna take time, and we have to continue this discussion. And no matter how uncomfortable you feel seeing this on your timeline, hearing about it from other people, honestly, tough shit.
Yep.
The shit needs to change. And if it makes you uncomfortable, good.
If it's uncomfortable, there's a reason why it is.
Right. There's a reason you're uncomfortable with it.
What?
Yeah, if you're uncomfortable, you need to check yourself.
You need to find out.
Right. Because you don't feel uncomfortable unless you did something wrong.
That's the thing. That's where the people take that uncomfortable feeling and then they turn it into guilt, which is all you're doing is you're taking one useless feeling and turning it into another. You know, be uncomfortable, but use it for something.
Guys, they're asking in chat if you're going to be interested in doing a future BLM podcast.
Oh yeah, I'm
I'll tell you right now. I don't care about talking about this on stream. Y'all get me in there.
I can't do it. I can't do that.
He said he can't do it. Get me in there.
Okay, I could try. I might have to mute my mic a couple of times to calm down, but I could try. I'll try.
They're definitely
It's gonna get real heated, but get me in there.
I was gonna say not that that's a bad thing though, because like Doc said it earlier. That emotion is something that's necessary to see because it's real. Of course, it's going to bug you.
Yeah, but some stuff is like some shit is like I might say some cancer-worthy shit, bro. I'm just going,
I mean,
racist.
Yeah, I feel what you're saying, Rob. But you can duck that cancel-worthy shit sometimes. You can duck some of that. You can tuck that in a little bit of it. You can go crazy, but you know exactly what you're gonna say that's going to go too crazy.
Bro, can I please beat Toy's ass one more time?
Hey,
I think
before I go though, y'all gonna get that stat rock and I'm gonna pull it up on my phone. But I didn't know that was Doc talking. Hey, Doc, I fucked with
solid.
you,
He's solid.
Oh hell yeah, bro.
Solid, bro.
I'm dapping up air right now. I'm dapping you up.
Hell yeah, me too.
Anyway, y'all, everybody have a good night. I'm out. Y'all continue this. I'm gonna continue watching, man. Love y'all.
Good night, guys.
I'll try to finish it on this note. From a personal note, I enjoy everyone's perspective, and I enjoy that you guys are talking about this because just even now, throughout this conversation, there's things that I just learned that you guys experienced that I never knew. Using the legal on paper, didn't know that. That's something I'm going to be looking into because that's something I want to know. So, the discussions, these little discussions need to happen day in, day out, whether they're on stream, whether we're doing charities, just keep going.
Yeah.
So for everybody in chat, if you at least say something to like back the narrative that these changes need to happen, because they do, that's something. It's really all we're asking. Just actively do something, because it needs to be done.
Why you motherfuckers all quiet?
Yeah, no.
Hey man, it's this conversation, bro. This conversation.
It's too heavy.
Yeah.
It's not
I think it needs to be
That's
said.
all I'm thinking.
Hold on, where's Alex? You need to get Alex to get in here to bounce.
I think he just left.
Damn it.
Sam Strafe, I would definitely smoke Toy in a rap battle.
I ain't gonna lie, he probably would. I mean, like, I can't rap. I'm not gonna lie.
Who's ready? Who's ready for Toy versus Rob? Are you guys doing the first of three?
Yeah.
Or what are
Yeah.
you guys doing?
We keep it
Toy vs.
short.
Rob, part 2.
Toy versus Rob, part 2. Let's